Hello everyone, this is Enayat Meer. This video will show you a couple of things. First you see slmgr minus rearm. So that is the command what you see on the screen here. My copy actually was showing me this is not a genuine copy of my Windows. So this command will activate your Windows for 1 month, so you can continue until 4 months. So I have done this one. So now my window is actually activated. So just showing you these things. So once you downloaded a trial copy and you install on your operating system, it works approximately for 6 months. After 6 months you can extend 4 more months by using this command, and I would suggest that you should keep this command so you don't have to reinstall your operating system again. So now you can use this shutdown command. /R is for reboot and /T is for the time. So I did set up here 5 seconds to reboot. So once you do that, you can reboot your computer and come back. So I am dealing with here a Windows client computer, and my aim is here to show you a small project, but you see on the screen here, the bottom side of the screen, this is like to show you how to configure fully remote desktop connection, RDP. Basically how you do RDP. The second thing is that about the workgroup. By default, when you install an operating system, so you are actually on a workgroup. So now I just rebooted my client computer, which is actually a member of a Contoso domain. So Contoso domain is on the right end here. This is my Active Directory domain, contoso.com. It is a virtual computer, virtual PC. I am running a Hyper-V. This is a command to give you a host name of your computer. So LON-DC1 is a host name of this computer, and this is the command to show you Active Directory, like from the command line, but I will show you my DSA command as well. So you will see that Active Directory. So system properties on the client computers show me that my remote desktop is not configured. So that's mean if someone tries to remote into my computer by using mstsc command. So this is a DSA again. DSA brings up your Active Directory from the command line. So then I will show you about mstsc is a Microsoft Terminal Services Client command. So that will bring up your basically a remote computer. You basically can remote into that PC from any location within a network. So there are some other videos which I have already posted. So how can you basically access your VPN? But this video is within the network. So CL-3 is a name of my client computer. So now I will try to go into my client computer. Intentionally first I have a FireWall on my client computer. So even you have your RDP enabled, you cannot actually do RDP from my server or from any PC from the network, because I have to first configure my FireWall. But before that, I would show you from my DHCP server, the dynamic host configuration and protocol. So DHCP. From DHCP server, you will see that scope and IP pool. So currently I cannot even ping my client computer. So I'm not able to ping because there is no firewall which can allow my PC. So dynamically you see that my PC is configured and it is obtaining IP address from my DC1. DC1 is a domain controller and also a DHCP server. So IP config tells me my IP is 10.10.10.1. So that is my IPv4 IP address coming from a DHCP server, which is a LON-DC1. So in a moment I'm going to go into my DHCP server at my domain. So my DHCP server will indicate that because this is a lease only from one scope and for only one client which is I'm running, you will see only one IP address under my DHCP server. So here it is my IPv6, so -4 switch will ping with ping will give you v4 address. So may have IPv4 10.10.10.1. On the domain side, I will check my DHCP dynamic host configuration protocol that is configured and have an IP pool under my scope. This is my first scope or a scope which says London, and under my lease you will see only one client PC which is LON-CL3, which is a host at my left end. So this lease was basically obtained from my class from my client PC today on October no, not today, actually on 10/19 it was. No, sorry, this was expiration date. Today is what I'm working on this PC today is 10/9, so it is about a 10 days lease approximately it seems to be. And I went into my control panel to make sure that my file and print sharing is enabled all the way for private and the public access. So now I have my firewall configured properly and I should be able to ping a same ping. I will go an up arrow and I am able to ping, so that's mean I should be able to communicate with no issues. But the reason is that my RDP is not configured yet, so I said my remote desktop is not permitted. So I will show you one more try which I am doing right now. Still it will give me a decline because it is saying from my client and don't allow connections to the computer. So that's mean no matter who I am and what I am doing, what are my access permissions, I cannot RDP to my client PC unless I go and check allow connections from computers running any versions or any condition I can add. But now I did it. Now I'm able to RDP. I'm able to log in. I should see the same screen what you see on the left end because that is the account I was logged in. So it says logged in as an Contoso administrator. So I am now logged off from my client PC and I am logged in remotely. If you look at the top LON-CL3 window, that indicates that I am using my remote PC, and this is LON-CL3 on top of my server, and this is my RDP configured connection, so that is permitted. The second thing you can do from a computer management. So I am using a compmgmt.msc windows to look at my groups. From my groups, we do have on a client computer remote desktop group where basically you can add a user from your domain or whoever you want to add who has no access to RDP by default. A domain user has no access, so I'm adding just randomly one user, Andrea, into my this client. So that's mean Andrea is a domain user. He logs in from any location with his domain account, so he is also able to access remote desktop because he is in the list of remote desktop users. So that was a very straightforward demo that now if I try to use this user, yes, I would be able to use this user or log in from any network location and access my DHCP. So I showed you my this small project and the area or the section which was basically requested through the email, for example. So that is a way I am going to configure this. The second part was that a small network in our group. So by default, you know that when you have an operating system installed, it is automatically in our group unless you join the domain, and it is automatically actually having a dynamic IP address. So what you do here, you can set up a static IP address, or if you have a domain controller, a DHCP server, so you simply have a pool there. IP pool. From there you can set up a range from this range to that range. For example, 10.10.10.1 is a starting range and 10.10.10.25 is an ending range. So between that you would be able to provide IP addresses to approximately 25 clients. So I'm writing as well in case if you don't have an audio, so you can simply read what actually I'm writing here or performing for you as a demo on my virtual computers. So let me reduce my screen. So alright, from here in this way it is more visible for you. So you can set up a small IP range, could be any. I'm putting 1010, but you could have possibly at your environment, if you want to give those 5 workgroup members IP range like 200.200.200.1, then second PC 200.200.200.2, and so on until 200.200.200.5. Here I am putting 10.10.10.1, 2, 3, just approximate idea for you guys. You can give them, but make sure that the PC where are you configuring this all must have local admin rights to configure static IP address. Otherwise you have to go into your DHCP server and set up a pool of IP addresses and provide to your users. And then here is a by default location, so you're supposed to be in a work group like that whenever you have a new operating system. So every member is a basically a part of work group, so you don't have to do anything except configuring the IP. So I hope this will benefit everyone, and also whoever requested this one. This was just a normal demo showing you through system properties. Again, a small repeat what I have done so far. I just simply two major things showed here. So simply you have to enable RDP in a client computer. You have to give access to those people who do not have rights to access remotely under your remote desktop users group on client computers. If someone is a member of domain admins group or administrators group, so they do not need actually this access. They by default have access when this client is configured. The second thing is very kind of a secret way, which is technically advanced way, which I will show you in my advanced video. So if you see that your client PC cannot be used as an RDP client, so you simply can hack into the client's registry and do few changes to remotely enable a remote desktop connection or RDP, and you still can get into client computer remotely. Enabling that is a simple, but again it is a little bit advanced way. So you will see when I will put my system engineers or network engineers level videos, and over there I will post actually this video as well. And so subscribe me, so you will be able to see my upcoming video related to this topic. Thanks again, and this is Enayat Meer.